Hey, so I wanted to just give some like advice. It's probably unsolicited, but whatever. Sort of from a nurse perspective, about like subtext, and like reading subtext. And basically, like my opinion is, if you actually learn how to read like actual subtext of like, and it's not actually called I think that's just called subtext in like a script, like an actor has subtext. But if you actually learn how to like read it, then you'll get along in life way easier than if you don't. Like, I mean, I know that sounds really like obvious, but a lot of people don't take the time to actually figure out what people are actually saying, um, as to what they're just saying. And like a bunch of people, I mean, I've seen it in like hospitals, I've seen it in hospitals in like reactive situations, like verbal fights. It's kind of hard to describe, but verbal fights where a person will react to what the person is saying, but not what the person is actually meaning. So if this person was actually kind of more honed in onto what the person was actually saying, you just could communicate better. Yeah, so, and I actually, if you've seen the show Mindhunter, the guy who like wrote the actual book Mindhunter, named John Douglas, he's like in the FBI, and he created the like behavioral profiling unit. It's not, I don't think it's called that anymore. But anyway, before this unit, they didn't profile people, like they didn't profile criminals, so it was sort of like a new technology. But sorry, I don't have COVID, I swear to God. This guy, he actually had like, I think it was Captain Picard, guy who plays him. He actually came and I forget his name. The Next Generation, Star Trek Next Generation. So he actually played Macbeth, and Stewart. He actually played Macbeth, and he asked this like Mindhunter guy, unless I'm totally mistaken, like, cause I was able to like listen to all of these audiobooks that this guy. Well, I listened to him on audiobook. The John Douglas wrote, the FBI guy, because like I was paper charting at the time at my other job, so I had like hours and hours of time to listen to this. I mean, I didn't have hours of time. I was like doing work, but I had time to like listen while I charted. But anyway, Captain Picard or whatever, he was gonna play Macbeth, and he asked John Douglas to create a profile for Macbeth, like, since, like, what, or maybe it wasn't Macbeth, it was, well, it was some Shakespeare character. I think it was Macbeth, but it could have been somebody else. Could have been a different Shakespeare. It's been a while since I, like, listened to the book or whatever. But he wanted him to give him a profile, like a behavioral profile of the character, and he did a behavioral profile of the character, like with the subtext or whatever, and they came out like very similar. So it just shows you like what like the actor does is like very similar to what like the profile does. Like, I'm not saying profiles are actors or whatever, but basically this video is very messy, but what I'm saying is, like, if you really learn how to listen to what people are really truly saying, your life will be way easier, like 1,000 times easier, because you'll actually be getting to what someone's trying to communicate instead of reacting to what someone's saying, because what someone's saying, it doesn't like actually mean anything. It's if there's no like intent behind it. So, and that's what I think people forget. Like that's with crimes too. Like, there is the aspect of intent in a crime, so you have to keep that in mind. So when you're actually talking to someone, and this is for me just seeing like patients interact and other people interact, and like you know what's going on because you're on the back seat, but you see these patients interact, and you're like, okay, but he doesn't know that this is going on. Like, if he just waited and kind of stepped back from the situation, he would understand that like he's angry because of X, Y, and Z. So that kind of thing. So yeah, I think that's interesting. And that's kind of like the best advice I would ever give anyone, is to like learn how to read subtext and learn how to figure out what people really mean instead of what they actually say. Because what they say is usually not exactly what they really mean, because, you know, it's, I don't know if our minds like work in words necessarily like so quickly. But yeah, that's my thought on subtext right now. Like, I think I'll make a better video on that, but yeah. And yeah, you should totally read the books. Like, so it's John Douglas. Yeah, he's really good. Like, they're kind of dark. He goes into like, you know, why these criminals do these certain things and like why they escalate and all this stuff. But it's really like important stuff to know, and I wish people would know it, but again, it's a little bleak. It's a little bleak. And I also think that people don't take, they don't really understand that there are people that are like, I don't know if they're evil, but like, I'm not even gonna say anymore. I'm not gonna say more, but, you know, you gotta protect yourself out there, but, you know.